I know the expectations are very high, and but on my side, I just need to keep delivering the result, keep doing my job the best way I can, without worrying, about championship or anything like that. Of course, I don't want to go in the car driving thinking about championship or being afraid to do mistakes or stuff like that. Of course, there will be times where I might think more before doing something, but other than that, I just want to drive as free as possible and enjoy it all the way, and then we'll see where we end up at the end of the year.
This is it's a great race. The weather's always up and down when we come here, but it's obviously a really great showing up for Max here. The fans are always awesome when we come to this track. It's still going to be here. Who knows whether we get to come back in future.
I think every race weekend now is going to be very important. You want to build that momentum. Obviously, we've got a number of triple headers coming into the last part of the year. We're only just at the halfway point. So, just continue to keep working. There was a good phase in the middle of the first half, and then the last three races were tough for different reasons, but just looking forward to starting again and trying to get back into a good groove.
Good groove. Do you think that requires you doing anything differently in the cockpit?
I think we'll see. I don't want to overthink it too much. I just want to sort of trust in my ability and drive a little bit more instinctively, and maybe that's what I hadn't been doing before the break. And I think, just going in with an open mind and see where it takes me.
Obviously, Mercedes still remains a favorite, but I think on a track like this that is so technical, I think we should be on paper pretty strong. At the same time, historically, it's been a very difficult track for the team. So I'm a bit shared in between the two expectations, but at the same time, I didn't spend much time thinking about expectations and much more focusing on the process to be as ready as possible for this weekend. I think we've done our homework. It's good to be back on track after a few weeks of holidays, and I'm looking forward to this weekend.
You won the most recent race in Hungary. Just how much confidence does that result give you coming here to Zandvoort?
I mean, for myself, for the whole team, quite a bit. I'm always, I'm never the guy who gets too far ahead of myself. So I'm not gonna come in here thinking that we should just win the race again. But our goals are set high, so we wanna believe we can. I think with the new parts we had, with the new floor we had in Budapest, we just need to understand if it's just brought performance everywhere, every track, every type of surface, all types of corners, whether it was more specific to there. So I think we're so patient with understanding how much performance that really brought us. But it was clear we took a step forward, and that's a good sign. So we still want to believe we can be very competitive here.
4 more years at Red Bull Racing. Congratulations. Was it an easy decision for you?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really too stressful. I think it was the right call. I feel really good within the team, and we have a lot of belief that we can let's say get back to the top in the coming years.
What are you gonna miss the most about this race? Is that the old school layout with the bank corners, the orange fans, the candy that you get as a race winner?
The trophy here is very cool, actually.
Still a special place in your home?
It doesn't yet, but it will once I have something built for it. That's cool, but I mean, just the circuit itself is very cool, very unforgiving, very old school. Maybe not the best for racing on, obviously, because it's very tight and narrow, but to drive a qualifying lap here as well is very, very cool. And the atmosphere is always good, even if most of the fans aren't for us.
Different orange.
It's not quite the right shade of orange, but it's a really cool circuit, cool location as well, and it would be a shame to not come back.
I just wonder what your emotions are about being back in a Red Bull this weekend and getting this chance again in this particular team.
It's obviously not what I expected coming into this weekend, but it's a good opportunity. We've had quite a good season so far this year, so for me, I'm just focused on trying to continue that this weekend, although it's in a different car, but that's what I'm focused on.
You stood on the podium here in 2023 after an emotional and unpredictable race. As Formula One prepares for its final weekend in Zandvoort, where does this moment rank amongst your most meaningful memories of your career?
Yeah, it was a very good memories. Obviously, coming back here in the paddock, and you always have flashbacks of the podium, the celebration. It gives good energy, good vibes, and I mean it's a place I obviously enjoy. It's a track I really enjoy. Looking at the weather forecast this weekend, it could be again another one with like mixed conditions, etc. So yeah, I'm excited, happy, and looking forward to the weekend ahead.
Yuki, I mean for sure it's gonna be an interesting weekend for him. These cars are very different, and it's going to be a sprint weekend, not the easiest track. So for sure, I'll try to help him where I can to get up to speed. But I think, I don't know him super well. We haven't really crossed paths before, but we've always been friendly, so it should be a nice weekend together.
And was there a discussion at all about you taking the seat at Red Bull Racing alongside Max for this weekend?
I don't know. I was given the news on Tuesday, so I don't know.
We are all, pushing really hard to try and get more pace out of the Alpine, and I think we are gonna do it. So yeah, we are hoping to get some upgrades and then hopefully get the pace up a little bit more.
As time goes on, we've just become less and less competitive. Building up to our least competitive weekend, which was the one we just had in Budapest. So that's been really painful, as a direction. That's not the way you want to be going in terms of competitiveness. Of course, you want it to be the other way. But yeah, that's the situation we're in right now. I think it shows our team's limitations quite well. We have a very good understanding of everything. We started with a very, very strong car, but simply we haven't been able to develop at the same rate as our competition. So that's really hurting us now.
My girlfriend used to live here, even if she's Brazilian, so I always have a special place in my heart for this place.
So this is half a home race for her?
For her, yes.
So you need to perform here, Gabi, for your
Indeed.
girlfriend. If you don't perform here, then you will hear from her.
Exactly. When I go back home, she's going to be sad. But she's going to be happy because I'm going to perform. Let's go.
Yeah, points?
Hopefully, yeah. That's the target, no?
I said it 2 years ago when I said I'm committed to this project. I wanted to show also commitment. The team is going through a very difficult moment right now, and the last thing I wanted also is to keep people wondering or entertained whether I'm going to stay or not stay when I'm committed to a project, and when it's obviously not part of my character to jump ships or leave a project in the middle of a bad moment. Obviously, we all know and we all realize next year is super important for all of us. If we are serious about trying to get back to the top, we need to do a very clear step after the bump that we're hitting this year, and it's in everyone's minds an effort now to put the focus in 27 and see how we can turn this around.
We know where we are. We know we're not happy with where we are. But I've been a part of this project for a long time, and I do see this year as a blip. I think we have all the people back at the factory to bounce back, and we keep going.
It'll be your 6th season with Williams. Does it really feel like a family, your home?
It does. I spent a lot of time at Grove. I've moved my family house closer by just so my commute's a little bit easier. So I spent a long time here. Got to know the people, the board, more and more, and it's no secret as well. We're struggling together. This is not just being selfish on this part. We're looking at this as a whole, and more energy, more effort being put to make sure this doesn't happen again.
It will be a nice ring out there. I'm looking forward to see what these cars can do. Obviously, it's a bit of an unknown for everyone. Some drivers did drive on the wet a little bit, but not in proper sessions. We'll see if we miss the rain like we've did so far every session this year, or if we get some rain this weekend. I think the best chance to have some rain will be this weekend. That's for sure.
Look, everyone is pushing, everyone is developing, bringing updates. And obviously, we're a new team on the power unit side, everything from scratch. We're also only 2 cars, whereas many others have obviously multiple cars that they supply. So take maybe a bit more time, but we definitely have a lot more potential and room for improvement there. We know that. many of these topics are a bit more long term and quite focused already on next year as well.
Yeah, I mean it's old school, so there is not really run of areas. Any mistake, you will pay the price. With a crash or with a stuck on the gravel. So yeah, we need to pay special attention this weekend, especially if it's wet. But no, I mean there are not really any extra difficulty, let's say, on the track that the driver can make a huge difference. Maybe at the start, 10-3. You can play a little bit with different lines and so on, but apart of that, I think it's a straightforward weekend.
It looked like a really positive step forward for the team in Hungary last time out. Now you've got the Spec 2 Honda power unit. What have they told you about it? What sort of boost are you expecting this weekend?
It was a very positive step. Yeah, for sure. We had a good race on Sunday in Budapest, and the car was much more competitive than it's been all year. So yeah, it was really good. And now hopefully the engine, we get a step on the engine side, and we'll see. We'll know more tomorrow.
In general, compared to the start of the year, can you enter this second half with a lot more optimism as a team?
I think the engine this weekend's going to answer those questions. So yeah, if we gain a lot more power on the engine side, then I think we can be much more competitive second half.
Needs to be a lot of credit for Graham. He's done so much, and he's my friend as well. So it's kind of sad to see him go, but I'll hope we'll see him around. And with Martin, yeah, it's a fresh start for him. A lot of work ahead. Yeah, I spoke with him the other day, and yeah, for sure we're going to spend some time in the next days to sit down, look at the priorities and what we need to work on.
I think on Martin, I think it's really exciting. At the same time, on when you have a new leader and see his new perspective. I haven't been spending much time with him, but I think it was time to change, and I think it shows that although it's only our first year, Cadillac is really willing to move forward this team as quickly as possible, and we hope that with the new leadership that can come soon.
On Tuesday, I think that yeah, I got a call, and potentially I might be in the seat this weekend. So yeah, when I heard, I was like half, excited, half is still doubtful because anything can happen. But something that I was super excited to, and yeah, once I arrive here, it's all confirmed and racing this weekend. So I know, super excited. I'm physically, I'm feeling ready. I've done so much, a couple of TPC testings with the previous car.